Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, if you thought the Baltimore Orioles season couldn't get any worse, it's gotten worse. Holy shit. Wow. Can't believe it. Maybe it just feels that way because it's been a bit since I've done one of these videos. So little to do, so much time. Wait, reverse that. Well, let's get right to it. CMOMastersports.com. Let's get to the first game I want to mention. Now, yes, I am going to cover both series here. I'm going to do, hopefully, a bit of a truncated version of my series overview. See Game 1 against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Baltimore Orioles 1. Devil Rays 11. Woohoo! Not a good way to start coming out of the All-Star break. Charlie Morton giving up 7 earned runs. Yeah. Wolfram coming in behind him, not doing a whole lot better. Yeah, that's awesome. Yay. And something I am going to point out a lot here is going to be bullpen decisions. As in who to bring next out of the bullpen. Okay with it here. There are a few games where, yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it. There are a couple other games where, yeah, no, I definitely would have done something different. But again, here comes that old hindsight saying again, right? Yeah. Second game with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Baltimore Orioles 3. Devil Rays 4. Yep, 4. Losing. All right. Here's the real, maybe the first issue I'm going to have here with the bullpen choices. You can see 3 runs given up in the 8th inning. Going in the 8th inning, you were winning 2-1. You're probably thinking, oh, wow, they gave up 3 runs in the 8th inning. Heck, Cano must have given up 3 runs. Really? Cano giving up 3 runs? That doesn't make sense. Or, maybe it was Kittredge. Kittredge giving up 3 runs? Maybe, but he's still fairly good. Guess what? It was neither of those guys. And no, it wasn't Batista either. Offense early. Fantastic outing by Dean Kramer. Fantastic outing. 7 innings, only giving up 3 hits. Does give up the one run. Does walk 3, which isn't great. But again, that whip is still below 1, which is awesome. 6 strikeouts. And here, Tony Mansolino trying to submit your resume to be a manager for a baseball team. This is a terrible decision here. Sir Anthony Dominguez in there for the 8th inning? What you paying Kittredge $10 million for? It wasn't Kittredge. Again, this is the first series come back from the All-Star break. So everybody should be rested unless you're withholding information from us like Kittredge not available, Cano not available, hell, Batista not available. No, you go with Sir Anthony Dominguez. Only gets 1 out before. Of course, there's some errors involved. Bad play. O'Hearn making a throwing error. Yeah, they like O'Hearn out there at first base. I feel like Kobe Mayo's a better defensive first base. Yes, he is young and doesn't always make the greatest decision. But it's not like O'Hearn is the greatest fielding first baseman. He's not. Is he improved? Yes. Is he left-handed to making the throw easy? Yes. Can he field first base well? Yes. I think Kobe Mayo needs to be in there more. I don't think Ryno O'Hearn is a superior defender. I don't. Not at all. All things created equal, if Kobe Mayo was left-handed, I say for damn sure Kobe Mayo is a better defensive first baseman. One of the reasons why I think you give the slight edge to O'Hearn is the left-handedness. Maybe the experience, but it's not like Ryno O'Hearn has that much experience at first base. And also, this is baseball. If you're an infielder and you need a lot of experience at first base, maybe. Whatever. So O'Hearn not helping things there. But at the same time, again, why not Cano? Why not Kittredge? I'll tell you my theory here. You're not trying to win. You're trying to showcase guys you want to trade away. Like playing O'Hearn at first base a lot instead of Kobe Mayo. Because these past 7 games, Kobe Mayo got in there for 3 of them. Sure. You bring in Sir Anthony Dominguez and Soto in here, you want them in there. You want teams to see how good they are. Well, bit you in the fucking ass, didn't it? Yeah. Bit you in the ass, because that's how you lost the game. You lost the game right there with that decision. Now, who knows what Cano or Kittredge would have done? We don't know. We will never know because Tony Mansalino decided not to put them into the game. And we're also assuming that Mike Elias isn't telling him, hey, try to put Dominguez and Soto in some more high leverage situations. You know, we can maybe boost their trade value. That sounds like a thing. Honestly, both of them sound possible. Tony Mansalino's an idiot. Because let's face it, he learned a lot about how to be a manager from Brandon Hyde. And I think Brandon Hyde made a lot of idiot decisions. But at the same time, some of these decisions are like the same decisions. So, who's pulling the strings where? Could be all Mike Elias. It really could be. I guess the bottom line is, terrible decisions leading to losses. Yay. Oh my, they finally win a game. Baltimore Orioles 5, Tampa Bay Devil Rays 3. The final game of the 3-game set. Yay. Coming down here. Yeah, look at that. Jackson with a throw in area. Not Jackson Holiday. Curtis Jackson? Andrew Jackson. This guy, the new catcher guy. Yeah, the guy from the Yankees. Here, you got a good start from Trevor Rogers. And then you bring in, finally, Cano, Kittredge, and Batista. It works. Ooh. Now, yes. Okay, if you use Cano and or Kittredge the night before and Batista the night before, you probably don't have them available for this night. Well, you would have one of them. So yeah, fine. Use Kittredge and Batista the night prior to this, and then you still got Cano for the 7th inning. And then you got the 8th and the 9th. Well, that could be for Soto and Dominguez. And looking at it, going into the 9th inning, it was 5-2. That's you have a lot more runs to play with there. You can put your second team of relievers in there instead of your first team. But yet you use the first team in here where you should have been using the second team. And where you use the second team, you should have used your first team. Again, because you're trying to showcase some guys so you can trade away and get better value for them. Because a few games here after the All-Star break, that's going to make the biggest difference. Okay. That's what you think. That's what you think. Moving on. Starting a very long, well, not very long series, but 4-game set with the Guardians. And the larger impact there is 3-game set with the Devil Rays, 4-game set with the Guardians, 3-game set with the Rockies, no off days for the first 10 days of post-All-Star break, which, whatever. Baltimore Orioles 5, Cleveland Guardians 10. Yeah. Woo-hoo. Started off the game nice with 3 runs. Of course, the person pitching just decides, I'm going to give the 3 runs right back. Yeah. Woo-hoo. Good job. I wonder what kind of pitcher they had sent out there. Tomoyuki Sakano. Yeah. Cool. All right. That's great. Not helped out that well by his defense. As you can see in this game, Laureano and O'Hearn both with fielding errors. Wonderful. So, Sagano only gives up 3 earned runs. 4 runs total. Of course, can't even go 4 innings. How many pitches did he throw? 90 pitches. 90 pitches. Couldn't get out of 4 innings. Huh. Okay. And again, the trio of front-end bullpen guys. Martin, Selby, Wolfram. Coming in to pitch again. And yeah, giving up a buttload of runs just like Sagano was. So who was the problem here? Well, maybe your scouting, your pitch scouting, or your hitter scouting, because, yeah, man, Cleveland Guardian offense kicked your ass that night. Oh, I don't want to be all the way at the end. Second game of this 4-game series. Baltimore Orioles 3, Cleveland Guardians 6. Yay! The score may look a little close to you, but it really wasn't. You can see the Orioles trying to mount a comeback here in the 5th and the 6th after being down 2, but then Orioles get one, and then the pitching staff is going out there and giving one back, and then giving 2 back, and then giving 1 back, and it's fighting uphill there. This is what it is. Brandon Young getting a start in this game. Yeah, because still with the pitching injuries, not able to get 5 innings. So you bring in Kittredge to finish out this 5th inning, and then you go to Soto, Cano, and then Dominguez, which sounds like a bunch of winners, except Soto giving up a bunch of runs because, well, you put Soto out there in a losing effort. Again, that's why I say there's something with his mental ability and his focus or something. I mean, not mental ability. It's just the way he focuses his energy out there. In a winning effort, it seems to be a little bit better. In a losing effort, you seem to get this. 3 walks. He walked 3 guys. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. Whatever, man. Whatever. I mean, I think the decisions there are fine, I guess. I still feel like there are a few times where you could have picked somebody else. Like, how about lean on Kittredge and Cano a little bit more? Because they're your better setup, man. They're going to be here for a while. But no, you want to showcase Soto and Dominguez, which I get, but at the same time, just pick who's ever better or who you really think is right for this situation to try to win the game. Soto and Dominguez will get their innings. They will. Especially when you got Brandon Young out there, and Sagano struggling. There will be innings for them. There will be. You don't need to put them in there in Kittredge's spot or put them in Cano's spot or put them in Batista's spot. When they're available, they're going to get their innings. Whatever. But yeah, I do think it's not necessarily all on Tony Mansolino. Of course, if you see Tony Mansolino doing trends like this, and you, Mike Elias, being his boss, go to him and say, hey, idiot. We didn't bring Kittredge in here and give him $10 million for him to be like your 3rd or 4th option as a setup man. 3rd game of this 4-game set here. Baltimore Orioles 2, Cleveland Guardians 3. This was a very winnable game. And remember, early, I'm burying leads here, because that's what I do. When I said the season has gotten worse. Yeah, so not only bad decisions. Bam! Felix Batista. Right shoulder, what do they call it? Discomfort. So can't pitch. So there's that. Get a good performance from Zach Eflin back off the injured list. Awesome. And then you go with Kittredge right after for, the 6th inning. And then you go to Cano for the 7th inning. It's like, all right, we're doing it. Well, what do we do for the 8th inning now? Well, in theory, if Batista's available, you put Dominguez in, right? And then you go with Dominguez in the 9th inning. Well, guess what? Batista not available. So Dominguez, your 9th inning guy? Who's your 8th inning guy? Obviously not Soto. Which, after that outing, sure. 33 pitches. Sure. Okay, sure. I don't know. With a tie game, it's a tough decision, but I do kind of feel like you probably should have stayed with Dominguez. Though at the same time, Colin Selby only gives up 2 hits, 1 run, and well, I mean, the 2 hits and the 1 walk, that ain't good. Actually, let me go to the play-by-play. I want to see where they were at in the Cleveland order. Oh, the 8th inning. Duh. They were at the bottom of the order. Okay, they were at the bottom of the order because Bo Naylor is their 9th place hitter and Stephen Kwan is their leadoff hitter. You get the 2 outs, cool, and then Bo Naylor doubles, and then Kwan, it's a single and Naylor scores. Yay! Not a whole lot you can really do about that. Except what? Bring a lefty in to face Kwan? Wait, is Kwan a lefty? Yeah, Kwan hits left-handed. Or is he a switch hitter? I honestly don't know. Yeah, throws left, bats left. That might have been my only change there. Because you see the bottom of the lineup, and then you see the top of the lineup coming. So, you got Wolfram and Soto. Who pitched the night before? Did Wolfram pitch the night before? Wolfram didn't pitch the night before, so he should be good to go here. So I'm going to say, yeah, you're going to have to piecemeal it now. You don't have Batista at the back end, so you got to have somebody else cover up. So you got to have some other guys cover up. Well, again, Stephen Kwan's a really good hitter. He's a leadoff hitter. He's a lefty. You only got 1 lefty in the pen. Yeah, I think you bring Wolfram in there. Not that it really would have played out any different. It may have. Excuse me. It may not have. Could have had the same result. But I will say it's tough decisions. Hard decisions to pick who's coming in and who's coming out of the bullpen. Or I guess really coming out of the bullpen, not going into the bullpen. Well, I mean, maybe that's some decisions. Because you got to manage who pitched last night. How many pitches did they throw? Who pitched the night before? Did they throw 30 or 40 pitches? Do they need 2 nights off? Because we don't have a day off here. And then you get word where, Batista's not available. He has a shoulder discomfort. Okay, luckily, not the elbow, the shoulder. Not that that's any better, but whatever. It's hard. Picking who is going to be your next man out of the bullpen is hard. But it is one of the more important decisions that managers have to make. There's not a whole lot of other decisions that a manager really has to make during a game. There really isn't. To a certain extent, your lineup, you set up your lineup before the game starts. So you have a lot more resources at your disposal. And a lot more people you can talk to or maybe take orders from. When and where to pinch hit or who to pinch hit, or who to pinch hit for. Another thing, defensive alignment maybe, though that is usually on your outfield or infield coaches. Pickoff attempts, maybe. You want to put... Managing your bullpen is the biggest duty a major league manager has to do. It's hard. I'm not saying that this is easy. Just because I'm picking it apart. I'm not trying to say that it's easy. And yes, it gets even harder when you guys keep getting injured. But still, I feel like knowing that where Selby is on a pecking order, and where Wolfram is on a pecking order of guys, your best bullets out of the bullpen, yeah, I would have had Wolfram ready for Kwan if it got there. But maybe he was saving for Jose Ramirez. But at the same time, you got to get Kwan out before you can get to Ramirez. So, whatever. Oh, look at this. The Orioles finally won a game. Yay! Baltimore Orioles 4, Cleveland Guardians 3. Three runs right in the first inning. And then you couldn't get barely anything after that. However, Charlie Morton getting the start in this game. Much better performance than the last one. Almost getting you into the 7th inning. Couldn't get that final out in the 7th inning, but got you to the 7th inning, which you really needed because you've been using a lot of bullpen arms. So you really don't have the luxury of having bullpen arms. But yeah, almost 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, 5 hits, 4 walks. But they're only able to push 3 of them across, so that's good. You did get a few double plays there. Corbin Martin, he was actually the replacement for Scott Blewett. So this is not even Felix Batista's replacement. Felix Batista's replacement does not get into this game. Corbin Martin gets the final out of the 7th inning. Then you go to Dominguez and Soto. Which again, okay, that's probably the right move, again, because you used Kittredge and Cano the night before. So that's probably the right way to go there. Dominguez and Soto both able to lock it down. Soto getting his first save of the year with the Orioles. Right, cool. All right, now let's get into some of this other shit. Yeah, a little faster, but we'll see. Just because I was trying to get through both of the series. But let's get to some of these articles. That's not where I want to be. I want to be at the top. Oh, well, here's an article here written by Brendan Mortensen. Oh, yay, finally, someone other than Rock Kabako. Not that we don't like Rock's work. It's just there are other people that work for the organization in this capacity. Let's talk about them. All right. Brendan Mortensen here. Brendan Mortensen. Talking about Albert Suarez. Albert Suarez looking to face live pitching. Here's a pitcher. Live hitters very soon. Still probably a month-ish away. That's fine, but at least that's, better than it was 2-3 months ago where we're barely getting any word on him. Well, mostly because there's not a whole lot to update. Here you go. This article written by Rock Kabatko. Updating Adley Rutschman and Samuel Basallo. Rutschman doing things. Rehab assignment, yes. It's a rehab assignment. He is hitting. So far, no discomfort of any kind being reported. So, looking for a return of Adley Rutschman Thune. Yeah, Thune. Also, Samuel Basallo, we're thinking, oh, he's going to get called. He's going to get called. Nope, he's injured too. Oblique injury. Yep, injured. It doesn't sound severe. It does sound like it's around what Adley Rutschman was dealing with-ish. Again, I'm not getting from reading Rock Paco's article here that it's any more serious or severe or, career-threatening than Adley Rutschman's oblique injury. Samuel Basallo still could get opportunities to play this year, and honestly probably should. Another article by Rocky Batko talking about Zach Eflin. Zach Eflin reinstated from the injured list. Brandon Young sent down. Probably for the best. Here you go. Article by Rocky Batko talking about Felix Batista being placed on the injured list. Cade Stroud recalled. And have not seen Cade Stroud pitch this stint up with the Major League Club. We saw him pitch a few times. I don't know how many weeks ago. There's so many injuries, it's hard to keep track of now. That's just kind of why I do this. It says help you keep track of it a little bit better. Because this is nuts. Cade Stroud looks fairly good. I mean, he's relatively young. He doesn't have a lot of Major League experience. So, that is what it is. but he does look promising. This article here, Rockabacco talking about updates with Kyle Bradish, doing rehab assignments. Cool, pitching with the minor leagues. Only one game so far. And it's, very early in that process. But in a structured game, not a meaningful game like a Major League Baseball game, but a minor league baseball game, and pitching. That's the progress. Don't care how he's performing. Can he actually do it? We'll get to performance later. But so far, he's doing it. Cade Povich also continuing his rehab assignments. Having another start down there. Good for him. He's nearing a return as well. And also talking about Ryan Mountcastle. Yes, Ryan Mountcastle. Rehab assignment. Keegan Aiken was doing a rehab assignment. Which one of those articles talked about Keegan Aiken? Oh, shit. I don't remember which one it was. There's so many to talk about. Ryan Mountcastle hitting, again, not necessarily performing that well, and that's not really what we're caring about in a lot of these, but being able to swing and play first base, that's what we're really focusing on now. He is a Major League Baseball player. Would it be for the team or not? I don't know. Can he get back before the trade deadline? Can we ship him out so we make room for Kobe Mayo? I hate to say that I hope so, but at this point, I don't really see Ryan Mountcastle as a future first baseman for this team. I just don't. Production has not been very good in recent years. Not that it really was anything to write home about, honestly. But we'll see. That's kind of a little bit down the road there. But Ryan Mountcastle getting back in the swing of things. One of these articles, it may have been the Brendan Morton one. Yeah, I think it was the Brendan Morton one. Oh, Maverick Hanley's in there too somewhere. Oh, shit. Maverick Hanley's in one of them, so is Keegan Aiken. Keegan Aiken doing rehab assignments, which is good for him out there pitching because kind of need another lefty. Maverick Hanley, again, I don't even remember what the hell article it was. I don't remember if it was Rockabotko or if it was Brendan Mortensen, but Maverick Hanley seeing it one of these articles. Oh yeah, moved from the concussion list to the injury list with a wrist problem. No, I'm not laughing at their pain or their injuries. I'm just laughing how, it's actually gotten worse. But it's weird how sometimes it tries to get better. You talk about these guys going on rehab assignments, and you're losing Batista. And then, Maverick Hanley gets another injury. And then, Sayo hurts his oblique. Chadwick Trump is also on rehab assignments, doing rehab assignment stuff. So that's good news as well. Whew. Oh, let's get to it. Reported by Rockabacco. This is from today. Not quite breaking news. By the time you see my video, it'd be old news practically. Trading Gregory Soto to the Mets. Getting back a few pitchers in return. Rockabacco mentions the player's name, and I have already gone to Baseball Reference to try to give you some more information about these guys. Wellington Arcina. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Bats right, throws right. Well, he's a pitcher, don't care what he bats, because that's not a thing anymore. He's a young kid. Not even 20. Can't even buy his own booze yet. I mean, in this country, he's from the Dominican Republic, but in this country, he can't buy his own booze yet. At least, I assume he doesn't get some kind of diplomatic rules. I don't know. 6'3". That's fairly tall. He does not have that much experience. He does appear, again, this is baseballreference.com. I'm looking at the innings pitched. The innings pitched this year, 64 innings pitched already. I would have to believe that he is some kind game started 8, so he is in the starting pitcher realm. So there's that. Where are the strikeouts? 84 strikeouts? 84 strikeouts in 64 innings. That's pretty good. I feel like when you see those numbers as a pitcher nowadays, that's probably a little bit more telling. Because it says he's IA, whether that's high or low A, I don't know. But he probably should be in rookie ball or low A and he's in high A or whatever, even lower in the rookie ball or some Gulf Coast league, because pitchers are so injured, everybody's moved up at least one level. Right? Because that's why you can't really say you judge hitter performance, because all those pitchers in AAA should be in AA. All those pitchers in AA should be in single A. Okay. So the pitchers are elevated. So if he's getting 84 strikeouts in 64 innings, I would say that's pretty good. I'm not saying put him on the major league roster right now, but I'm saying the kid looks a little promising, and he's young. So you got some time to work with him. This other guy's a little older. He is 6'5", righty. Yes. Batting right, throws right. Oh, there. It does list him as pitcher, but again, from the innings, I'm going to say starting pitcher. This guy's position listed as relief pitcher. I'm probably going to go with that. We'll go with that because as you move on down here, again, this guy was really tall, 6'5". You look at the innings pitched this year, total 30. I guess he could be. He doesn't have any starts this year. In the past few years, he does have a few starts, but this year, he hasn't gotten any starts. I'm not exactly sure why. He's not in our farm system, or wasn't until now. So I don't really know that much. He has starter experience, but has not been starting. 30 innings pitched. 39 strikeouts, though. So maybe he is one of those victims of being moved up, but not quite being... he's spent time between AAA and AA. So maybe not necessarily good enough for double or AAA to be a starter, but good enough to maybe do some relief work. Again, we'll have to see how this progresses. But at the same time, look, Soto was a free agent at the end of the year. In all likelihood, they were not going to bring him back. Though at the same time, you need a lefty arm somewhere. Though I guess we still got Cionel Perez. We can see what he does. I'm kind of surprised he's not getting another opportunity. That is somewhat surprising, especially with, Batista being injured. Why Cage Stroud and not Cionel Perez? Seeing as how with Keegan Aiken injured, you don't have another lefty except Grant Wolfram. And now you trade Gregory Soto here. So now you only got one. And maybe, I don't know what the move is. I have not seen what the move is to replace Soto on the roster. Though we're getting down to it. Actually, let me refresh this page. No, let me hit the refresh button. See if... I didn't see anything about the move. And yeah, I'm going through all this. No, I mean, I don't see anything that states who's taking Soto's position on the roster. I say it has to be Perez or some other lefty. Because otherwise, you only have one lefty in that bullpen. You can't do that. Unless Keegan Aiken's ready to go. You need somebody left-handed. Not a downside, but that if, you bring Perez in and who do you send away when Keegan Aiken comes back? Okay. Yeah. Perez doesn't have any options, so you can't send him. But at the same time, maybe send Stroud down. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's kind of a recent... I don't know. I mean, they're reporting this trade at 1 o'clock, so I don't know. I don't know why they haven't made a decision on who is... Let's go all the way down here. What is this? by the Masson staff. Okay, here is the post by the Masson staff on the trade. Let's see if they do they list. I mean, no, it's just information about the guys. So again, no information on who's taking Gregory Soto's spot on the major league roster. Okay. You're down a pitcher, but so look for that. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, it's already been announced. Oh well. That's how it goes sometimes. Let's wrap this shit up and get the hell out of here. Long video. Starting a series with the Colorado Rockies in Baltimore. Yay! Friday, tonight's game scheduled 7:05. Saturday's game scheduled 7:05. Sunday's game scheduled 1:35. No off day Monday. Son of a bitch bastards. Seriously? What? No off day. No off day. No off day. No off day. Wow. That's awesome. That's very nice of Major League Baseball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So when I told you it was only a 10-game stretch without an off day, I lied. It's a 14-game stretch. It is 14 instead of 13 because there is a rain-out makeup with the Toronto Blue Jays coming up. So, no off day Monday after the Rockies series. No rest for the wicked. So, well, that will do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. Please stay tuned for Monday, and I will discuss the series between the Colorado Rockies and the Baltimore Orioles. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.